welcome to the Black Mind Games Podcast, episode 328. I think it's 328, not 100% sure it's 328, probably not 328. Let's check the Podbean in order to make sure it's 328.
I think it's either 328 or 329.
Alright. Anyways, I got a question for my two wonderful, illustrious hosts this week. I have to find the image before I ask them this wonderful question. But we are joined by a lot of people, very wonderful people, great people, some say amazing people, and stalling for time isn't working. We are joined with Josh this week. Hi, Josh. How are you?
I am here.
Hello there.
I'm still somehow living. Hooray!
I can't find this fucking image. This is horrible.
Oh no.
Yeah. Cringetopia, you've failed me.
Oh no.
Oh, you know.
Oh no.
I wish I saved it. Should have saved it. Hold on, let's go. I think that was the title.
Hello. Sorry, I'm...
Joining us also is
Yeah.
Allan. And, Allan, would you date a Chaos Sister as a battle? That's the best way, or not a Chaos Sister as a battle. Would you date a Chaos Sisters as silence? Shaved
You
head.
literally can't do that.
Big eye things, you know? Yeah, but somebody who looks like that, you know?
No.
You would not date
No.
them? No?
Well, for one, I'd be absolutely repulsed by them. And I mean that in the most literal sense, because lore-wise, it's not that they aren't beautiful. It's just that they are so repulsive to humans that it's not even funny.
That kind of describes basically what I saw. Josh, what about you? Would you do that? She has this to explain to the listener a picture. The picture was basically somebody who had a shaved head, crazy eye makeup, like really fucking, like I'm pretty sure that they did like a ruler and they did the top of their skull to the bottom of their lip was just makeup, and they looked like a fucking demon. And the caption of the picture is, "The doctor came in for my medical appointment and just started laughing."
Yeah,
at
yeah,
me."
no, I saw that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got a giggle out of that. I was like, yeah, that's about the right response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, would you date that person, Josh?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yup. I mean, I think everyone's weak here to be like, "Hey, do much," and be like, "Eh."
I played a lot of Halo.
Yeah, that seems to be like on everyone's palate right now.
That game gets so close to being perfect, only to shit at the last 10 seconds. It's like watching a football player.
It's just
get the
that,
touch-
like, it's the only thing that drops the ball so hard is make everyone so sour on it. It's the goddamn battle pass. Like, the battle pass is just making it worse.
It's the best sandbox ever.
Like, here's the thing. If the game just simply let you do those kill things and maybe even in the sandbox mode that it has, then I'm like, I don't think we have this problem at all.
Here's the thing, okay? And Allan and I have talked about this a little bit, but not very much. Like this smidgen of things. But basically, Halo Infinite is like watching a football player get the ball at the 100-yard opposite end of the field from the touchdown zone, okay?
Right.
And watching him run to the other 100 yards, and you're like, yes, he's going to score a touchdown. Only get to the 5-yard line to trip on his shoelace and drop the ball and die.
I mean, even better version of that was a guy, like, the same thing like you're saying, but he was returning a putt and was literally going to win the game.
And then he takes a knee and Tim Tebow's it.
No, like I mean in real life, like the guy was returning a putt and he was gonna like it was like one of those tight scores where if he scored he would have won, but was fucking getting so close and like 3 people were on him and he tried to reach the ball out, but he was still like 11 inches away from the fucking line. Like he was trying so hard and he just didn't get it. Just didn't get it. It was like
So anyways,
shit. Good try.
we have we tried and failed, and that was fun. But that's Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite's good.
I'm hoping the campaign's gonna be really solid because it comes out on Wednesday, and I'm taking a day off from school to do that.
Yeah, I'm taking a week off work.
I get all the game done in that time. But no, I've mostly just been doing homework, so I don't have much to talk about this week. They apparently brought back player collision, which I'm okay with. I know some people aren't, but
Yes.
I'd rather that.
That game has so many good things about it that just I love, and then there are things about it I hate. Like the coding system, I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Although another thing about that stupid battle pass is that there's especially the stupid Reddit Halo. There's
r/Halo.
Yeah, there was a post. Someone like had to repost it, but simply because like the guy was someone from the 343 company was posting on the Reddit, just giving a little more background on what they're doing, and just simply talking to people about like, you know, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and just being, you know, nice and friendly. And fucking, it got into a point though that because of this battle pass shit, that and also how the multiplayer is being handled, it's just that he was constantly getting yelled at all fucking time.
Yeah.
So he just had to make a defending post. And it's like, for fuck's sake, please stop attacking me. God, we understand your concerns. Trust me. We've been in conversations with other people and they understand.
Here's the thing. It's like everyone who's freaking out about Halo Infinite is like, okay, I look at the other 2 games that came out of this year. The other 2 massive shooters. Okay? Because gaming this year has been pretty good for Microsoft. I mean, we got Psychonauts 2, which is pretty good to really good. We got Forza Horizon 5, which I guess has been like fucking amazing. Like everyone's talking about Forza Horizon or Halo. We have Halo Infinite, which just looks great. Looks so good. Looks amazing. Okay? And then it's like you get to the battle pass shit and it's just like a hot dumpster fire and you're just like, oh, okay, that's fine. But like you compare it to the competition. What's the competition on Halo Infinite? Well, the competition was very simply put, bullshit beyond our wildest dreams. And what I mean by bullshit is I mean we had Battlefield 2042, which has somehow dropped the ball so hard that it's not even funny. And Call of Duty Vanguard, which is made by Activision Blizzard. I rest my case. Does anyone actually want to support Activision Blizzard, the horrible, shitty company that they are? Is Call of Duty Vanguard the game that Kotaku called so fucking woke that they were actively subtracting points from Kotaku from the review? Okay, keep in mind that this is Kotaku we're talking about, and we're talking about Call of Duty Vanguard.
I mean, yeah.
I kind of want to play that game just for posterity, just so I can hate it.
You want Diamond Neo?
I want you to play. Actually, no. I got a better idea. I want Josh to play the game while me and Allan comment on it, and just sit there and just fume. And every single time a listener gives $1, we have to have a minute of silence where our mics are on, but we can't say a word. Because I think it would be hilarious.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
Yeah, I don't know if that would be super fun or not, just because of the way it is.
No, it'd literally be the worst thing on the planet.
Because you got to realize, I haven't played Call of Duty in fucking forever, or any of the games other than Halo. And even then, Halo I only played because I did the campaigns again with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean, I feels like I only have one big question of like the whole fiasco is like, and also from people I've been hearing that have been on the beta, like they said like the way that everything was is practically the way it was in the beta, like when the people start yeah. So it just kind of makes me question like, did some higher up just say do it, and then some people just had to do it despite it being this terrible, or was it that no one noticed and they did it anyways?
I think that, well, the community has been bitching about this for a long time.
Yeah. So I have a feeling some higher up just said do it.
Well, that's what they kind of sat there and said.
Yeah.
But it, like, even the battle pass wasn't the worst thing on the planet Earth. There have been way worse battle passes than Halo Infinite's battle pass.
Is
but
there?
the problem, yes, there are worse battle passes than the Halo Infinite battle pass.
Which one?
I don't know, but I think that Call of Duty. No.
Because like as far as I remember, like through every single battle pass I've seen have been competent at least.
No, because every single battle pass has always been based on challenges, I think. And like XP systems.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, XP systems and challenges, but I mean, like, as for obtuseness and fucking near impossible to do, like
customization.
Halo Infinite.
No, Halo Infinite's not impossible to do.
I mean, there's if I remember correctly, fucking Pat from Super Best Friends, like fucking, he was complaining like he had to kill like a certain fucking tank thing, and the only way he can see it is going into a certain match. So it will only show up at certain times because it's randomized, and you only show up at like at the end of the fucking game where maybe you'll get there, maybe not.
Yeah,
like it's near impossible. Like
no,
that's the worst I've ever heard.
Yeah, no. The challenge system is awful.
Like challenge,
like for other challenge systems, I don't think are that bad.
I don't think like here's the thing. We have to separate the battle pass system out. We have to separate the battle pass system because the thing that everyone's complaining about is the challenge system, which is literally ties into the battle pass system because the battle pass system includes challenge swaps, which is what the game is designed around.
Yeah.
Which is the problem. The problem isn't that the game is bad. The problem isn't the sandbox is bad. The problem is the challenge system is literally a shit sandwich.
Yeah. It's like that's the thing. It's like the game's fine. It's just the challenge system is souring everything.
Progression and customization are soured because of that battle challenge system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like literally again. I would have been happier if they sat there and they said, we are including a shop system right now so that you can buy armor. The battle pass will be ready on release and the challenge system is non-existent. I would have been happier. But like they've improved it. It's gotten better. You now get like you can now kind of do a level every single night. And like I've done pretty much all of the challenges this week. I've gotten a lot of the challenges done. The only issue I have is that you have to use challenge swaps in order to actually get anywhere that's actually worth it.
On top of that, all the progression stuff that you can get for the game, like all the customization is all locked behind this battle pass stuff. And it's like that one.
It's not even that.
And on top of that, like you have, it is. No, it is. Like you make your progression. You have to go level by level by level by level by level. All right, fine, whatever. But to get to all the way up to there, to get your full levels and stuff like that, you need to also, which is the frustrating part, buy the battle pass to unlock everything in one go. So you're not even paying to get the cosmetics just out the door. You're paying to grind. And that's another, it's a really frustrating thing. And now that the grind has been mostly fixed, like I will freely admit, they fixed it recently with making the first game you can play is 300 points, then 250, then 200, and they go like I think it's up to like level game 7, and then for every game after game 7 is just 50 points. So it's actually a fairly competent system. Challenges are fucking still dumb. They need to be fixed. They need to be fixed really badly. But they need to like fix the customization problems because like I just finished a game and I got the EVA helmet. Too bad it's locked behind Battle Pass. Go fuck yourself. Like somebody did I think 90% of the stuff that you unlock free without the Battle Pass isn't even like cosmetics. It's just rerolls, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself. That's not what I want. Like, I wouldn't mind if for the Battle Pass system and stuff like that. Like this is something I brought up too in like in our previous conversations we've had. And that is as you progress along, maybe like you have the standard progression tree where you unlock these items as you do things. Then you have battle tasks to unlock more specialized missions, and then you have the seasonal battle pass, which you can always just go back and rebuy. Make it like that. Make it like, hey, I want this battle pass. And it's a battle pass. It's a separate grinding system, or tied with the main system, but it's an additional set of armors for like the seasons past. Like this is the Fall of Reach one. So maybe you get Emil, George, Carter, Cat. That's the.
You mean their actual like armors?
Their actual armors and their voice lines, and that's locked behind the battle pass. You can go back and buy it. Then you can do ODST where you can.
That's in the game.
I know, and that's the frustrating part because this is such an easy solution, and it's such a clever little. Oh, hey, this is what's here because we have the good progression system in Halo. It's just not this Halo. It's in Halo Master Chief Collection.
Well, like, and not even that. Like, I remember like. Like, here's the thing. I remember Halo Master Chief Collection having an argument with somebody about the game and them going, oh, Master Chief Collection has horrible battle pass system. It's awful. It's literally the worst. And now, like, I'm talking to him and he's like, no, this is actually legitimately worse. Like, the problem I have with, like, this specific system and this game and how the game actually works and how the game runs isn't the fact that it was awful. It's the fact that, like, they literally just ruined a perfectly good game. And that's the best way you can say it.
I am happy that they have turned around and admit that, yeah, no, you don't have, no, we're going to get we're going to get the big social games out. We're going to get Big Team Slayer. We're going to get Free For All out. But it's not going to be before Christmas. It's not going to be before release. It's probably going to be just after Christmas or just the start of next year that we're going to get those playlists out. But the thing is that like a lot of people are like, well, there's 10 maps. I'm like, cool, 10 maps, 6 game modes, and a lot of people are like, well, that's about right. And it's like, no, Halo 3, which is what this game is emulating. They're trying to emulate Halo 3.
They're trying to do, and it's pretty close.
It's so close.
Hold on,
but it's just
it's the sandbox might be the best Halo sandbox.
It's the second best, I'd say. I still prefer.
I would say Halo 3 beats it.
Halo 3 beats it, yeah. And Halo 3 has problems. I know that.
Well, Halo 3 is like a 7-year-old game.
No, even when it came out, even when it came out, I could point out like there were flaws. Like the Mauler was way too weak. But then again,
the Mauler has one of the most busted combos in the game.
Yeah, but the problem was the Mauler was also supposed to be a fucking dual wield weapon. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Like you have mechanical problems, and it's the reason why I'm happy they've never brought back dual wielding because dual wielding's kind of,
So Halo 3, I'm looking at them right now. Halo 3 had 10 maps.
11.
It had construction, epithet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, okay, I was wrong.
I just watched a video on this. That's the reason why I'm adamant about this.
Okay, so it had 11, and by the end it had
25, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 total maps plus 11, 27. So it's 27 maps. That's including the Master Chief ones, which includes Edge, Ice Ball, Icebox, and Waterfall.
Don't include the Master Chief ones. You can't.
So -3, that would be 24.
So I wasn't far off. Yeah, that's about right. But you got to
Yeah.
remember, it also launched with the newest thing, which was Forge. Well, that was the one.
which-
That was the big thing for Halo 3 was Forge. But we don't even get that. It's
We're not getting that at launch. No.
and we're not getting it till.
Allan, continue. While Zip figures
yeah,
it
you
out.
fix your-
and
you fix your
Zip
thing
just
first.
messaged me.
No, but the problem is that Halo 3, of course, as we know, like started with all these things, but Halo 4 or Halo Infinite, sorry, not Halo 4. Halo 4 had some problems, but Halo 4 mostly was just certain design aesthetics and certain weapon designs choices. But like, here's the funny thing though. Hey, you remember how I was like, hey, the spiker and the fuel rod gun and the brute shot? Apparently, those were in the game.
Yes.
They had the spiker all like 3D modeled. They had the fuel rod cannon all modeled. They had the brute shot modeled but not implemented yet. They had the spiker and the fuel rod implemented, but they didn't have them like textured. They didn't have them fully like incorporated into the game fully yet. And I'm so mad about that because I was this close to having my baby boy back. I haven't had the spiker since Halo 3. Halo Reach. Sorry, I'll correct that statement. Wait, is it Halo Reach that it was that?
It's Halo 3.
Spike rifle.
I don't think the spiker is in any other game except for Halo 3.
That's why I'm double checking. Was in games. It was in Reach as well.
Okay.
Mostly used by brutes because, of course. But again, like I haven't had that since Halo Reach, and it was one of my favorite weapons. It was such a fun weapon to use.
It's just feels like as if that they get so. Again, it's just little things that they could do to improve the game.
It's one big thing, battle pass and progression. Sorry, two things. Two big things, and then a bunch of little small things. And I actually agree with FlashGit's little video that he put out today. Halo has ignored the call to, they've gone back to, there are no starting kits, nothing like that. You don't need that. Everybody will be equal, will come to the arena with the same equal start.
Oh, you watched that FlashGit's
yes, I
video?
did. That's the reason why I'm making.
It's so good and great.
The
Yeah,
This
sorry
episode-
about that.
we also have Zip
sorry.
here now, showing up late, interrupted. Like, if Jeff includes the
To
little
be
thing,
fair-
if Jeff includes the thing with me going, "Shut up, get out," in the thing, you'll understand why that's related now.
So hold on. Let me explain something. So Allan messages me or posts in the topic list
Hey,
that he's
I'm
not going to be
gonna
there on
here.
Saturday.
I'm going to be doing a thing Saturday.
So I invited Zip because I was like, if Allan can't find a guest, I'll get Zip on. And I was like, hey Zip, do you want to record the show?
You didn't put it in the chat either. You didn't even put it in the group chat. It was just
It was a surprise.
no. Like if I had known that you had Zip, I wouldn't have shown up tonight. I would have just been like, sweet, I'm gonna relax and just go do homework. But no, you didn't
Hold
tell
on,
me.
you see the reason why I didn't post
No,
it?
that's dumb, Jeff. Because then I could have been doing homework and being productive in my school.
I didn't know that you were doing
Yes,
homework.
I've been doing homework all week. I've taken breaks
If you
to
had posted, hey,
Yes,
if you
I've just like last night was, hey, I'm invited to a dinner party. I gotta go do a thing. Nobody needs to know about that because, and by the way, you're deleting this from this conversation.
yes, I am.
I went to a dinner party last night because I got invited literally last minute. If I had known like on Wednesday, I would have been like, hey Jeff, you've got to find somebody, go nuts, and I would have just left you at that. But like the moment now that's why you like, hey, if you're gonna get somebody to cover for me, just ask in general chat, and then you can coordinate there. That way I know I'm not as prioritized as being here. Just
Well,
like if you say,
yeah.
hey, I can't be here, I'll be like, all right, I'll find somebody to cover for you. Or me and Josh can do a dual cast, which means it's going to be a shorter and sweeter one, but whatever.
So anyways, back to Halo Infinite.
Back to Halo. It's just,
Zip, what's your Halo Infinite opinion?
Well, I mean, I like it really a lot. I mean, we were doing ranked games with Keith there and we're doing pretty good as a team.
Yeah, we did pretty good. The game's fun.
I'm definitely putting more hours into it than I thought I would when I started playing it. So
Yeah, for Halo Infinite, I would say that for much time I put in it, it's like, well, yeah, like it doesn't suck, and feel like I actually have decent time with it than not decent time. Although it depends who I play with, because the MR fucking just shoots through the roof if I play with certain people.
Well, they
And
don't have. I don't think they have.
They don't have
I
match-based,
swear
skill-based
to
matchmaking.
God that exists.
No, it doesn't.
Because no, trust me. When I play by myself, I seem to play good.
Yes.
When I play with other people, I'm trash.
That's how.
I don't know what's going.
That's how the universe balances people out. By the way,
I swear to God.
Jeff can testify to this. That I was playing ranked by myself and I was on fire. Then I went and played Fiesta by myself and I was on fire. I joined Jeff and 2 other players, and I was fucking trash. I was just like, cool, this is my last game for the night. Trash. No, I don't want to end on a loss. Trash. We finally had one game where we won, and I was just like, I'm done. I don't. This is the reason why I don't play with people. Or sorry, this is why I don't play with friends on a night like this or on my last game. I just usually go dip out and go, nope, I'm going to bed because you guys are logging on what I'm trying to finish. And there is no MR in this game. Because that's never been a thing.
Like
there, and you actually no, I can't.
What's happening, Josh? Is you're having a lot of people who are playing the game and they're going. Well, I need to complete this challenge, and so as soon as they join, they quit, and somebody who is an absolute fucking god joins and just breaks the game.
I mean, that could also be happening too.
Plus, you're playing with like 3 people, and the people who normally solo queue, they balance it out so that you usually end up with trash.
I guess that's how that works. Because
that's the best thing I can come up with.
Because man, like, it's just so weird. I just feel like every time I'm playing with certain people, it just ends up being a bad time. Like every fucking time. And then if I play just by myself, it seems to be peachy like 100% of the time. And it's like, oh God, like it just feels like there's something in the background we cannot tell, and this is top secret, and it's there.
No.
And I swear to God.
I promise you it's not.
I guess I don't really feel that as much because I'm only logging on to Halo when I see friends on it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
whereas like me, I'm playing it by myself all the time.
I'm kind of doing 50-50, sort of. Maybe more 30-40.
I just got bombed. Fucking hell. Okay. No, I normally just play by myself, but when I play with friends, I usually say, no, we're doing big team battle or nothing. Because I refuse to play quick play with friends. On the principle of, no, I don't want to ruin my friendships on just fucking dumb shit like that.
I mean, to be fair, I thought that you would like that. So, does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about?
I got a shiny Pokemon Go again. Hooray!
Fuck off.
I mean, I was gonna say if you want to talk about our raid group we're doing in Destiny.
Now. Okay, so let's talk about Destiny. Okay, which I fucking skipped out today because I got called into work. I woke up at 11 o'clock to a phone call from my boss being like, "Yo, Jeff." I go, "Yeah." He goes, expecting the phone call to be like, "Hey, we need you to come into work." It was, "Hey, yo, Jeff, you were scheduled at 9:30. It's currently 11. Can you get here? Like 10 minutes?" And I went, "What?"
That's why you take a picture of your schedule.
That explains a lot. And the best part is I had a message on my phone that I didn't send because I'm an asshole. Saying, "Hey, Zip, I fucked up. I made a mistake. Can we do the raid sometime this week?" And then I immediately forgot to send it because I'm an asshole.
Okay. Apology forgiven, because we're like, I was talking with Keith and it's like, it would have been nice at least if he said, something came up. And I guess if you did and it didn't go through, then I can understand that, but...
Well, the best part is the reason why I got called into work was because of Halo Infinite's campaign. because I took time off for Halo Infinite's campaign on both jobs. Because I'm smart. But anyways, yeah, Zip has been dragging me through Destiny.
Yeah, and you missed out on Divinity, so.
I am a terrible shithead, but he's been dragging me through all of the Destiny raids, and I very much am very thankful for this, because every single time he does, he always, by the end of it, you can just hear Zip just like wanting to die.
That's
Ow.
normal. That's normal for a game like that.
He usually is just like you just hear him go, oh, okay, this is the third run of this boss. Let's do it. And then it goes off without a hitch and we win. And he's like, good job. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, I really mean it though. It's like
I'm joking, Sid.
you guys end up. Honestly, you guys are doing it better than I would have thought from the beginning. Like even today, we cleared Garden in just over 2 hours, and we had to do the puzzles in between too. And like I was expecting it would be a 4-hour run.
So what I'm hearing is that you're up for 2, and we'll get Ben involved. Drag Ben in. Okay, good. We'll do that. We'll do
I mean,
that.
it would be nice once we have like a full 6-man raid team, like on the regular.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna message Ben and say, Ben, we're raiding this week. Fuck off. But yeah, no, Zip has been... Dude, the raids are the best content of that game, and it sucks because I've never... I played through Leviathan once, and Leviathan was great. And it just sucks because they put it... You can tell they actually care. Bungie actually legitimately fucking cares about their game because of the raids.
That doesn't excuse a lot of the rest of Destiny.
No, it doesn't. Well, Destiny is like very much like you either like it or you hate it.
And honestly, like as someone who's been on and off Destiny for years since its release, it's gotten to be so much of a different game than it's like even Destiny 2 year one.
Like, honestly, I would be... The person who I think would love Destiny is Josh. I could just see Josh loving Destiny. But, like, it's... You play it now, and it's like, oh, the game actually makes a little bit of sense. And, like, you just do things, and it's just a fun time to play with your friends. You just go, like...
Destiny's great. But a lot of the other stuff in Destiny is really, really bad.
Like what?
What are you like what? Please explain.
Mechanically, like I said, the game is fine like for like its mechanics. But a lot of the gameplay loop that isn't raids, and it's specifically not raids. Raids, as you say, are really good. I've seen gameplay of the raids; they're really solidly well built. But the problem is that the main gameplay loop for the rest of the game is kind of mediocre at best, because you go out, kill X thing, come back, go out, kill X thing, come back, and it's you never really feel like you've got like a constant sense of progression, like there's, because it's supposed to be a story as well, but Destiny doesn't really have that.
Again, Allan, it's changed so much since even year one of D2.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a good story.
That is debatable.
Okay, I want to hear Alan's opinion. Alan, do you think is the story of Destiny?
When I last played, which was Destiny 1, a couple of years ago.
So when the story was non-existent.
When the story was the big push point for the game before they got raids, and that was the true statement of the game, because raids weren't in number 1 very much.
D1 when it launched, yeah.
No, D1 they like, and this is true for all the expansions afterwards. They purposely keep the raid for a couple of weeks before releasing it.
Yeah.
All right.
And D1 had that, like,
2.
the first raid came out like within a month of its release, but that's so they let the players get up to speed, so they're actually able to do the raid when it's released.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of it.
No, okay.
Yeah. But wait, I want to hear Alan's opinion on the story. What's the story,
Okay.
Alan? What,
Humanity has become a fallen empire. They're all over the rest of the place. Literally, everyone else has got how do I want to put it? There's those enemies all around Earth, and yet Earth hasn't fallen because we've got some sort of guardian. Again, like I haven't played since Halo, like Guardian 1.
D1?
Yeah, D1, whatever. When I finished playing that, you're supposed to take gone to Venus, done all that big thing, and then I don't know anything else because the story is so fucking forgettable, and it doesn't matter to your main gameplay loop because raids don't tie into everything.
So, okay, I'm gonna explain the Destiny 2 story as best as I know. Okay, so in Destiny 2, Earth gets invaded and the Guardians lose.
All right, question.
Everyone
Why hasn't
loses.
that happened for the past 300 years before that?
Because the Vanguard was sitting there and literally preemptively attacking everyone. Plus, it's pretty hard to destroy somebody when you kill a soldier and they get up and then they just murder you.
That's okay.
Like, you're talking about a group of people who literally just, like, when you kill them, they just get back up.
That's so dumb.
Like,
On
it's really...
so many levels.
Destiny is not meant to be intelligent. It is meant to be
Except
stupid and fun.
Then don't say the story's good.
But the story
It's
is
not
good in context.
If your main mechanic for a story, and the reason why you're currently surrounded empire or planet that hasn't been fallen, is that your guys can keep getting back up. Why haven't you reconquered the rest of the solar system? Because you guys can't die. And there might be a limited number of you, but there's a limited number of them, but you guys got respawns.
Alan, thing is, it's only a certain set of people that get that power.
Oh.
Like, they're chosen.
Oh, that
You're chosen?
that doesn't excuse the fucking thing.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
But
it makes it
and
even worse because that means you have an elite core.
They're chosen to protect the unchosen.
How do you protect a
Right.
solar system when every enemy has planets inside your system and they can constantly raid your main system?
Another little thing, Alan. You can only get chosen if you've died once.
Yeah. You only get chosen if you've been dead.
All Guardians have had
Past lives.
I understand
All Guardians
that.
have died.
I understand that. I'm just going to repeat this previous statement. If you guys can get back up, why haven't you taken the fight to them in a more meaningful manner than the way that you've been shown to?
Because that...
There's
in the
because-
lore.
There's
That in the lore that has been addressed.
how?
Like there are people.
I think it's the Lords of Iron are doing that actively.
Actually, they're more of a passive.
There's groups that literally do that, though.
Then why haven't you won? Because you literally die, get back up, keep going.
Because they're a very small part of the.
Cool.
Like-
You're now attacking a planet. Your enemy has to respond to that. And you guys just keep getting back up. You can't stop that.
Because you're talking about foot soldiers, maybe 20 foot soldiers versus like...
Cool. If I'm fighting an army of 20 guys who can keep getting up and wreck my shit behind my lines, why the fuck am I attacking Earth?
Also, just because they're immortal doesn't mean the Guardians are invincible.
Yeah.
Once their ghost gets taken out, they're
They're-
basically back to being immortal.
There's a lot of stuff in Destiny that, like, if you haven't played the games,
Yeah.
you don't know a lot
you
of the
are
core
missing
mechanics
out.
of the universe.
You are missing a lot of context because
Yeah,
you.
and like Destiny
So,
1 admittedly did not have a good story because
Yeah.
Destiny 1 was literally like
All right.
here's the universe, and like it really should have just been like said like, oh, you're a guardian, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and we're gonna have fun, and like we're not gonna destroy the darkness. It should have been more along the lines of, hey, there's something going on here. this is like a repeatable thing. Like the thing that pisses me off about Destiny is that every single time you do something in the game, Destiny will sit there and act like it's the first time your character has ever done it.
All right. Let's assume I assume I'm missing all this major context. I'm gonna go with
Yes, you
I'm
are.
gonna agree with you on this. Why don't you just keep the ghosts back at base? Or in
Because
They need to
have
be with you.
They're
you're
essentially
not
your source
immortal.
of power as well.
oh, that's even worse.
The ghosts are
The Traveler's
conduit
not a
for-
smart being.
The
fact,
Traveler,
this next
who is
expansion-
supposed to have saved Earth somehow, or saved the last vestiges of humanity. I'll correct that statement, or the three groups that are there. There's apparently, whatever. Oh.
Allan is having brain
No,
farts.
it's not brain farts. It's fucking
his
brain
head's
aneurysm because
exploding.
it's fucking retarded. Like oh my god! Like even when Vecvid got me to play Destiny 1, because I played with Vecvid who was really invested. I played with him for a solid like 6 hours, and I was like, yeah, no, this doesn't do it for me, buddy. This
Allan, do you like MMOs?
no.
So then you won't
this
like
game was
Destiny.
this game was promised to have a story in it. That was the thing that drew me in with Vecvid. That was the promise, was a story, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's obvious that you don't like MMOs. So why would you torture yourself?
Yeah, that was one thing though. It's back in when Destiny was released. It's like Activision really tried to get Bungie to say it is not an MMO. Once they split from Activision, Bungie went on record as like, yeah, this is absolutely an MMO.
Yeah, but all the lead up to this game was it's an MMO with a story. It's an MMO with a story. It's an MMO with a story. Or sorry, it was the progressive story. Sorry, I think the correct term was it's a progressive story game of this. Of a progressive story RPG, which with online capabilities, which is what it was supposed to be. But, like, I just, maybe Destiny 2 story is better, but it just still like you have to build off the fucking swamp that is fucking Destiny 1.
I mean, here's the thing: is like Josh plays a lot of like that's the reason why I say like, okay, that's the reason why I say Josh might like it, because Josh has this magical ability that I don't know how to explain it, but Josh will sit there and just randomly turn off his brain, and then
Yep.
just go, oh, this is the story.
Oh, I can do that, but when people are like, bring up
Allan, I'm gonna take you to. We're gonna go and watch a movie, okay? The movie is going to be of my picking.
All right.
And it's going to be the new Ghostbusters.
Okay.
You are not allowed to complain about the
you
movie,
mean a movie?
for 10
You mean
minutes.
a movie that I actually want to see? Fine by me. Let's do it.
Okay, yes, okay. Let's go see Ghostbusters. Okay, and then we're going to go watch Dune.
Fine by me. I have criticism.
the new
I have
one's actually decent.
I have
The new one's
I
actually
have
really good.
I have criticism of Dune because I've actually sat down and like kind of reevaluate some things, and I've thought about things and I'm like, that's a little dumb, but I'm allowed to forgive it because even though it's dumb and it's really badly explained in the movie, I understand what the lore behind isn't, except for some really dumb things that I'm like, no, that doesn't work. But the new Ghostbusters, for all I know, it may have a dumb story, but it's fucking well done. There's nothing wrong with a bad story, with a bad story that's well executed, because you can have that. You can go like it's a dumb story, but it's well executed. A good example being Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has a fucking stupid story. It has a goddamn dumb story. A shooting happens in a Russian airport with a bunch of men who shoot up and like. Nobody decided to look at the video cameras while this was happening and evaluate, hey, isn't that Makarov? And like immediately, like the Russian intelligence agency, even back then, was fucking top notch. It's like I can point back to a game that I like that had a dumb story and go, that's a dumb story. Still good gameplay.
But as far as Destiny's like story goes, I'll admit it's probably not the best story out there.
Oh well, there's
But
very few good stories out there.
Compared to when Destiny launched, it's like a 10 times better storytelling than they used to be.
Like, here's the thing with D2. D2 starts off with an actual conflict and an actual villain and an actual, like, quest. The entire job of Destiny 1 is assembling the Vanguard, establishing hope, and then beating the shit out of the main bad guy, which is some of the best content the game has ever had. And, like, I'm not saying that Destiny 1 is, like, awful. I'm saying that Destiny 1 was literally like, I stopped playing Destiny 1 because wasn't having fun.
I'm actually just like I'm trying to find a video for Destiny 2 story, and I'm like, oh, Destiny story. I'm like, I don't want Destiny story. I want the Destiny 2 story because I know how dumb the first one was.
Look up My Name is Bife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got
the origins to Shadow
long.
or yeah, okay, that one I'll watch later and fucking, and I will evaluate the story from that because I'm not gonna play that game because that fucking gameplay loop.
The gameplay loop is actually like, it's like Warframe, where it's like, oh, you get stuff. Now do stuff. Now this.
Yeah,
like
that's the main one of the big reasons why I stopped playing Warframe. I didn't play Warframe for long because I was just fucking bored out of my goddamn mind.
Hey, you're better than me in Final Fantasy, where I sat there and I was like, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy. Okay, now I'm not gonna play Final Fantasy because fuck this game.
I keep getting Colin telling me to go play it, but I'm like, no, Colin, I've tried already. He's like, oh, you only played for how many hours do I have on this thing? Actually, let's go look at that. How many hours do I have on Destiny? Steam.
So Josh, you haven't talked very much this week podcast. Have you played any other video games this week?
Let me double check my Steam. Oh, you know what? I have touched something else because I was curious what the hell the update was, and it was Super Liminal, the game that uses forced perspective to get through puzzle solving and stuff. So it's stuff like, you've probably seen the posts online of like, oh, this hallway's really long and it'll probably take a little bit to walk down. Nah, it's actually like this cone that's shooting out in front of you. You think it's going on forever, but it's not. And you're like, whoa, that's weird and crazy. Then Super Liminal uses that type of idea to make a whole game out of it. And it's super neat. And like the main mechanic is that you can pick up any object.
The perspectives game. Holy fuck, that game's fun.
Oh yeah, it's so good. And yeah, like again, the whole mechanic of this whole game is you're picking up objects and you can put them either out in the horizon, they turn super tiny and you can pick them up like a tiny, tiny toy, or you put it like above your head, like when there's a big open sky, and it turns to a giant monolith, like a giant building, and you're like, holy shit, it's a giant building.
Yeah,
it's gonna crush me.
I love the explanation for it too. Is it's like, oh yeah, you're in a big simulation to test this stuff out, and it's really well done. Like I will freely admit.
It's not.
I think I've seen YouTubers playing it.
Yeah, well, the whole concept, like the story idea, is that you're trying to troubleshoot your own mind, and therefore you're like a psychiatrist is trying to like diagnose what was wrong with you, going through all of these like practice steps and stuff like that, and it's just this weird puzzles. And it's like, wow, yeah, this is freaking cool. Like, this is a nice concept. And
I don't think you're diagnosing. I don't think you're troubleshooting your own mind. I think you're troubleshooting
someone else.
No, I think you're troubleshooting something for mind delving, so that you can like go into your mind, find out what's wrong, and provide therapy, which is what the entire. Because I remember that's what I remember from it. I might be wrong.
Yeah, well, like the story doesn't really spell it out either. It's kind of more of like a self-discovery.
The story is there more to supplement you just playing the game, just to have something in the background.
Kinda, yeah.
I will say though, I really like that game. That game was
super neat.
It's a really neat game. I will give it praise.
Oh yeah. But they put out a new update on that game. It's really weird and really I so weird to the point that I was playing it and I was like, man, like it's such a weird, like they basically put in a multiplayer. And you go, wait, what can you do in multiplayer in Super Liminal? And so what they did is made this weird hodgepodge of it's a race to get from point A to point B, but it's kind of also a battle royale in a way. So you still have your mechanic of doing forced perspective. You can pick up any object and move it around in the space, but everyone can do that to either you or to some objects in the scenery, a whole bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
And basically, again, it's like a race to get from point A to point B. So you're going through these like optical illusion puzzles, but you're trying to race 12 other people, and people can pick you up and either chuck you across the room or try to like put an object in front of you that's really huge and you can't deal with it. So you're trying to pick it up from the scenery and move it, and it's just really like chaotic and interesting. Although from the times I played, I only played it like a few times because there's like no one playing it. And I'm like, damn it. I should have like tried the stupid new update when it was new. But now I maybe there's still a few people playing it. I don't know. But like
That game doesn't sound like it'd be very fun for multiplayer, I don't think.
I mean, I think it's a neat experiment of like see how far you can take it. And it's really neat. It was a free update. And and the thing that's funny is that from the developer, he's like he even posted it as like, oh, I feel kind of cute. I'll put out a multiplayer update. Might delete later. I don't know. Like,
The developer is a meme lord?
no. Like that's how from when I originally read it, I think it was a Twitter post. So I think that's what I read from it. I can't remember, but it was like he either will probably keep it in there or just get rid of it entirely, depending on like who's enjoying it and why and whatever. I'm pretty sure he cooked up this experiment. It wasn't sure if it was going to be good or popular or something, so he's just studying it and see how it goes. I'm like, that's okay, and it's free, so it's like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the multiplayer mode is interesting. I don't think it's gonna be good, because again, like it's so chaotic, and you're trying to race other people to the point of like, I'm not sure how far you can go. Like if everyone has that same ability and they can affect almost anything. So it's like, oh dear. It's good. Oh dear. Just a bunch of like smashing up against objects and like trying to jump over random objects, and it's certainly a thing. Although the thing I do like though is they incorporate a lot of the concepts from the storyline into the multiplayer. So stuff like, oh, if you line yourself up in the scenery just right, you can pull this cube out and use that to solve this room puzzle. You're stuck in a maze. You go to the next section, you're stuck in a maze. You're trying to find your way out, and the maze is all like it's actually super. You think it's super small, but it's really, really big. So you're trying to find your way out of this maze that's copying itself over and over. It's really I like it. I like the concept. I'm just not sure about the execution.
Yeah. I think maybe I don't know. Like I said, I played that game when it.
I think that if you can't, if I have another chance to play with more people, I'll probably like start. I'm beginning to think like maybe one of the like you get into the game, maybe you can't affect other people. So I'll be like that would be good balancing, of like okay you can't affect other people, but you still can like pick up objects and shit. So that would be a lot better. And yeah, like. I think the game is super neat. It's just that, like, man, no one's gonna be playing this. Like, little next to no one, unless you're a Twitch streamer. Then you can just dig up people out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played a little bit of multiplayer, and it's cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we got one more topic to talk about.
What do we got to talk about?
Well, we got to talk about Twitter's new racist CEO and Pink Floyd's The Wall.
What?
Well, we got to talk about
Pink Floyd one I've somewhat heard about, but
you have not listened to the entirety of The Wall?
I mean, I haven't.
No, I've heard about the story.
Oh, okay. Story's important.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have this thing where I say The Wall still applies today. It actually is very topical. The Wall starts off as a song basically about school education, and it talks about how teachers in Europe
England.
in the England were abusing children and beating and like being very derogatory to them and emotionally manipulative towards children. And that's basically the central premise of The Wall. And I was listening to The Wall this week because I was like, oh, I kind of want to listen to The Wall. And it was talking about, and there's 3 parts of The Wall, and the one part I want to focus on is part 2. Because the part 2 of The Wall has an actual really good lyrics.
Okay.
And it goes, we don't need no education, we don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom, teacher, leave those kids alone. And that's not it. That's not the entire. But basically what it's saying is it's talking about how people don't need, and I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, this is really fitting for today because we deal with a group of people in the world who think that everyone needs to have re-education, needs to go to education, and needs to learn. And, you know, they sit there and they are sarcastically referring to people as something that they're not and constantly talking down to people. And instead of leaving them alone, they feel the need to correct and attack those people. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, oh, it's rather fitting for our time. So, anyways, I thought I would bring it onto the podcast, and you guys would either say I'm right or wrong. I don't know which.
Isn't the whole thing about Pink Floyd's The Wall is about a musician's timeline from being a kid to where we
Being
was?
adult?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like about him getting famous and him putting up the wall, quote unquote, which is like setting up the glass prison for himself, so he can't, like, he doesn't want to talk to anyone because he feels he's getting abused constantly.
Well, part 3 directly destroys that because in the first part of part 3 he goes, I don't have any walls around me and I don't need no thoughts to calm me. Or let me look at part 3's lyrics.
Although, to be fair, I've heard that one Pink Floyd song so many times that it's probably the one I heard. if
It's probably the only song that you've actually ever heard.
yeah, that's probably it.
I'm going to send you another one and you're probably going to hate it, but whatever.
It's also the kind of the same thing with Tool. Because I was like, I've heard Tool on and off on radio in places over and over and over, but I don't know their discography or anything. So I was like, oh, I'll just look them up on Spotify and just listen. And my God, it was it just went through their top, like usually have like a top picks of like who's been listening to the most songs from this artist. And like I listened through their top picks and I'm like, oh, this is literally the radio picks. Okay, so let's go listen to their albums. And I'm like, oh my God, the rest of them are bad. I was
What, Pink Floyd?
No, Tool I'm talking about.
Oh, Tool.
Because like
Tool's
literally they have 10 songs that every other guy says they like Tool. And then you actually listen to their discography and you're like, oh my God, this is trash. What the fuck?
So,
Tool just put out like a new song like this last year.
yeah.
They put out a new album or something?
I
Probably.
don't know if it was a new album, but there was at least a new song from them.
Oh boy. Well, I'll listen to that and see how trash it is. And then every single Tool fan is gonna be like, "Oh, how dare you?" And I'll be like, "No, I don't care. Go away." Because you know what? Because they're a bunch of tools.
Well, then.
Sorry. I don't really have much else to talk about this week from my stuff.
The only other thing I have to talk about this week is like the Destiny raid, which all of them are great. I mean, I think we talked about Destiny. And Twitter's CEO.
The Twitter CEO thing was kind of like I saw it coming. I was just like, oh look.
It's funny because It's funny because Jack Dorsey literally did nothing for Twitter. Twitter just got worse.
He might have signed a deal with Parler, which is gonna be fucking funny if that's true.
Him on Parler? Oh, dude, that would be actually hilarious. Dude, could you imagine if your former CEO goes and signs up for your competition?
It depends on if it's gonna depend if his contract allows him to or not.
Yeah, I don't think it will. But he's talking about joining crypto. Dude, that would be hilarious because it's like, man, imagine if Jack Dorsey was on Timcast and just says, "Tim, you're absolutely right." Oh fuck. They somehow got somebody worse who's killing independent journalism. They got somebody who is worse than
Somehow.
Jack
I don't
Dorsey.
know how, but they did.
It's easy. It's easy. You put somebody like Josh up there and you tell him what to think. Who doesn't actually know a situation. So you sit there and say, Josh, you have to remove videos of kid shooting people because it's bad and naughty, and you have to put up these voices who are disagreeing with us, who are supporting us.
Okay.
And also, Josh, we
Right?
got to remove porn to protect the kids.
Actually, I think here's the thing. If you do that on Twitter, 90% of the
Everyone will fucking freak.
99% of the user base will fucking leave.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people who came there from Tumblr would leave. Because that was the reason why people left Tumblr to go to Twitter.
We need a
Don't you know
containment.
the internet is for porn?
Yeah, because
yes, I do.
Tumblr was a big porn, like a really big on porn, and then Tumblr did a big crackdown on it, and then every artist on Tumblr just went to fucking Twitter. And so Tumblr is just a ghost town with a very small population now, instead of being like this massive board of stuff.
Tumblr ruined the internet.
Nah.
And then OnlyFans
Yeah, that ruined the fucking world.
said no
What's else
sexual
new?
content, and then
Because, we want to get the kids on here, and it turns out the kids are not on there ever,
Which they shouldn't be.
or if they shouldn't be.
Kids
And then
really,
they're like, all right,
honestly, you know what would be the best solution for mankind right now? Delete all social media except for maybe video sites. Just let people watch videos. Don't make message I'll correct that. Don't put up sites like Facebook, Twitter, and shit like that, because those sites are
No, I
cancer.
need my Messenger.
No, fuck off.
I need Messenger.
No, well you can get Messenger.
No.
Messenger's not a fucking social media site.
Okay.
Get it untied it's actually technically untied to Facebook. Technically.
What society needs is a toggle switch where you can have your fucking hardcore people who just swear constantly, say fuck, shit, cock, motherfucker, cocksucker, and tits constantly, and other lists of words that I will not say on here, and your other toggle switch where
Like
people
Nigeria?
can sit there and say really horrible words such as
Nipple.
communism is the greatest political system ever, while ignoring the 6 million people or 24 million people who died.
I know people who think that Hitler did nothing wrong. Like, unironically think Hitler did nothing wrong.
Oh,
Well,
God.
you should. What the fuck is wrong with you? What kind of people do you have in your life?
It's more I've talked to them than anything else.
I hope that they did not think that Hitler did not. I hope they did think that Hitler did something wrong. I don't know. I'm too tired for this fucking conversation, man. You don't drop that midway through a conversation.
I
time
talk on free. I'm in a free speech group, so like I
Yes.
talk to literally everyone. Trust me on this one.
I'm in the same group. I posted something this week. I caused a war. It was great. I made a really dumb idea. I said that there should be a 2-tiered society where basically
You straight up legit presented fascism, and didn't even
no,
realize.
what did I say?
I don't remember.
Oh, no, I said we should resort to Starship Troopers.
Oh no, Starship. Yeah,
Because-
yeah. Because
Yeah, I said we should resort to Starship Troopers, where you have to earn the right to vote.
yeah, like the way the
God.
republics used to be.
Yeah, and like I was thinking about it, and I was like, that actually would kind of work, because like you just make civilians pay 50% taxes,
No.
but they get all their fucking needs met.
No, you cannot do that. You straight up cannot do that. That would be absolutely unfair and unjustified for anybody in that society.
But if they want it,
No,
but they want it.
no. All right. So the point of Starship Troopers, and this is actually something that even Heinlein points out in his novel, is that
Which I need to read.
Civilians
Wait, hold
have
on.
all the same rights as citizens. But the thing is, they don't pay a federal tax because that's the thing that you don't pay. Because you're not involved in the federal process, so you don't have federal citizenship, you don't have the right to vote in the federal elections and stuff like that. All right, whatever, fine. But you also don't pay that federal tax. On top of that, taxes are low because they only go after like certain things. So like primarily like property, they don't tax you on like work and stuff like that, which I would fucking love. I'd like to have back fucking 30% of my fucking goddamn paycheck.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that actually is a good idea. Because, like, I'm just thinking about it right now. I don't really care about voting.
Well, then you wouldn't be a good citizen for the Federation.
You're right, I wouldn't.
And I mean that in the strongest words, by the way. You would not be a good
I'd be a
citizen.
great civilian.
Would you, though?
Probably not.
And my perfect goal would be, oh man, I'm a neat, and it's perfect.
No. Well, actually, yeah, you'd probably be able to, a neat lifestyle would actually work for you in Heinlein's world because you'd have to, because Heinlein's world's all about, like, being self-productive, being self-improving and stuff like that. And if you don't want to,
yes.
you won't have to. You're just not going to be, like, super successful or anything like that. And there's nothing wrong, and personally, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also don't get to say in a society, you don't get to turn around and go, well, I want all these extra things and stuff like that, which is something that Heinlein actually points out in his early text when he brings up the coddling of youth in older society prior to the start of, like, the start of the Federation. Leading up to the Federation, there's something called the Troubles, because the citizens and the members of the old democracies are all upset about, like, not getting, like, all these extra rights and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm playing a game in the background.
Although I have to wonder if I was, let's say I was a neat, but I was still like productive in art and shit. Would that be still considered neat?
Well, you would be. You're not employed in education or in technology. You are a neat technically because you work from home and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. Sorry.
So yeah. Basically, I sat there and supported.
Let me really quickly explain what the Troubles are. The Troubles, as somebody failed to explain in another video, was like, oh, they didn't spank their kids. No, it was the coddling of society by the voters believing that they could vote on whatever they wanted and they would get it. And that was like, they didn't earn it through hard sweat of blood. They could just vote and have, like, well, we want to have welfare from whenever to whenever. Like, you don't get a say on, like, you don't have to, like, work for welfare or anything like that. You just get it. Which is what we have.
That sounds like UBI.
Yeah, except we know what UBI does because we just experimented with it just over this past 2 years. You now notice that there's now not a job shortage, but a fucking workforce shortage. Because nobody wants to work anymore because they can just go, well, why not just get the COVID bucks?
Yeah.
And a lot of the jobs nowadays fucking suck ass.
It's not that the jobs suck ass. It's just that you're not allowed to do anything. Like, you're not allowed to be, like, you can't find purpose in anything.
That too.
So
and also compounding the fact that, again, some jobs, like, not all jobs, maybe they're just boring, but like there's some jobs that are like, man, this, like, your manager is oppressive, or like the job type is so oppressive, and it's like, yeah, of course you don't want to go there, because why would you?
Hold on. I got a question to ask. Okay, Zip, Brendan, you made a really good point last night. We were talking about jobs, and you said you never wanted to work retail again in your life.
Yeah, I've done that already, and I already know the hell people in that industry go through.
I don't blame anybody for not anybody not wanting to
What's
work
your
in the retail industry anymore. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to work there.
I do think everyone should work it at least once in their life.
It should be something where, actually,
As something for sympathetic reasons.
actually, I got a great idea. Okay, this is one of my amazing, beautiful ideas. Allan will not see anything wrong with that. Okay, to earn the right to vote, you have to work retail.
No,
For 10 years.
no, because you no, abso-fucking-lutely not. No. You want to know how long it is in Heinlein's world to do public federal service was to get the right to vote? You want to know how long it
2
was?
years of military
It
service.
wasn't military service.
Serving
It was
on a
just,
farm.
No, it was
helping out society in some way, shape, or
2 years
form.
federal service. 2 years. Federal service could be trucking for the Federation. It could be mining resources off an asteroid. It could be. It's just dangerous, hard work that requires you to be prepared to sacrifice your body to get the job done.
Oh, sweet. You said trucking for 2? Damn, I'm gonna become a citizen.
Well, trucking
You should
like
talk to Stefan.
hard,
He's a trucker.
hard, like carrying a bunch of hard industry stuff.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds nice until you realize that you're going to be hauling hazardous materials, a bunch of fucking resources all around the place, and you're not going to want it.
That sounds great.
No, it's terrible, terrible work. That's the point of like doing this kind of work.
Yeah.
Because
Anyways.
well, no, again, like it's like, oh, I could just truck for 2 years and I'd get the thing. No, you'd spend those 2 years doing 14-hour days on the road, stopping, resting, then getting out and going to the next spot, and you would not have days off. You would work 6 days a week. You get 1 day off a week, and that would be like to go to do your prayer, do your things like that, because that's how it is.
That's another
And
thing
it's,
I can't work.
it's
is
not
doing,
it's not fun. It's like what I do right now. You'd have to do 6 days a week, 12-hour days, constantly working, 2 years straight. And I know very few people who can do that. I can do it. I know Rory can do it. I know Zip can do it. I know Stefan can't. I know Cullen.
Yeah,
I know
done it.
Cullen can't. I know that
I would try and fail, let's be honest.
Oh no, I think you could do it. I think you could do it, but you'd have to find a job that wasn't related to the military.
IT support government, IT supporting government facilities.
That wouldn't be a federal job. I want
Damn,
you to think about how easy, because that sounds like you can make a civilian do that. The government could hire a civilian to do it, and it wouldn't be hard work.
Actually, you know what? IT support reactor engineer.
No, still same situation. Why would they hire someone that they have
For
to do
Starships.
a lot of no, same issue. You can maybe work in shipbuilding industry, maybe. That'd be something.
That would probably be
But the
what
thing
I would
is
do.
that
Yeah.
like the point of the hard work, like the work that you'd have to do to be hard and dangerous and difficult, is that you'd have to be like at risk of like getting hurt, maybe potentially being maimed, maybe even potentially dying. As they point out in the novel, like out of 2,218 candidates in Johnny Rico's like infantry class to like train to become soldiers, only about 327 graduate with 27 dead. And it sounds nice, but like the thing is that it's because it's so difficult to get in and so difficult to like finish that the point of the franchise is so valuable now. It isn't just given to anyone. You have to earn it with hard sweat of brow and constant work of the mind. That's the point of like earning the citizenship. So it's the reason why like things like trucking for like 14-hour days and all that fun jazz would be exactly what you would think it would be. It would be long, boring, painful days. Ah, fuck.
So you're telling me my life would be hell for 2 years?
Yes, for 2 years, potentially longer. Because technically, well, actually, no, I don't know if that one really applies. It just depends upon what you're doing and stuff like that. So if you're in the military, you'd be like, if you guys started a war, and a lot of people hate that because, like, oh, if you start a war, you're in the military for however long now.
40 years.
You're in there for however long it takes to finish the war.
Mm-hmm.
Which, isn't a bad thing because then your citizenship doesn't complete till you finish the fucking mission. So suddenly you have to turn around and stay through the whole war, earn your citizenship, survive the war to earn the franchise. And now the situation is that you've got a problem of, well, why would you want to do it? Well, apparently people want to do it in Heinlein's world because they see it as a worthwhile venture, which is a good thing. Yeah, I'm really like...
I'm just thinking in my head, Starship Troopers, the movie, and how they're walking into some building. I forgot what it was, and they were like getting directions of where to go, and the guy behind the desk has like one arm missing, and then both of his legs are missing.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he takes pride in it. In the novel, it's actually even worse. He's got one arm missing, both his legs missing, and his face is horribly disfigured. And Carmen Abanez comes in. She says she wants to join the fleet. Johnny Rico isn't even there to join. He's just there for moral support for Carl. And it's Juan Rico in the book, by the way. It's even funnier. And he's talking about like, well, are you sure you want to do this? Like he tells Carmen like, hey, good job. She congratulates her, and she sends her off. And then he looks at the two boys and goes, I know your type. You're here to impress the girl. And he just berates them just like nonstop for like a solid like paragraph and a half of like, oh, I've seen your kind. You quit on the first chance you get. Da 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 da. And he acts like this kind of sneering veneer down on them. And then Johnny Rico, after he like finishes his oath, finishes signing up, going through all his tests and stuff like that, Carl and him are outside waiting to get picked up, and there comes out this man with metal prosthetics, a metal arm, and stuff like that. He comes out strutting all happy, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, drill sergeant." And they're like, "No." He's like, "No, don't worry. I'm off the clock now. I'm a civilian. Don't worry." But they're like, "Well, what was all that act for?" It's like the point of the act is to make you scared, to make you realize that this is a dangerous thing you're doing, and we're trying. They're like, he's the first line to scare away people who don't have the initial stomach for it. That's the entire point of it.
I'll be honest with you, Alan. If that were me, I'd be the one of those to turn away right away.
Yeah.
There's very few.
Most of us
There's
would.
very few people. That's the point of citizenship, and it's actually even something funnier because in the book they point out because Johnny Rico's from Earth. Well, you have a number of like Earth has a number of colonies, and you find that Earth, while the largest of them, like has the largest population, I think it's like 8 billion in the book, has all this wonderful life. Almost all the citizen people who sign up to gain federal service and stuff like that don't even come from Earth. Like 90% come from the colonies. The 10% that comes from Earth don't even stay for like continuous terms either. And the entire point of it is that Earth is such a good place to live, like you don't really see a point to go off and do it. So those scare tactics work. People show up like, oh yeah, maybe I'll do it, and then they'll see that and they go, not worth it. I like my comfortable life. But that's the trade-off: is you don't get the right to partake in government. You don't get to vote. You don't get to run for office. You don't get to. You can petition for changes. Like you and a vocal group of civilians can petition your local politician to maybe like, hey, this is something we're concerned about, and you can talk with local citizens as well to like see if you can get them rallied up. You can do political activism. You just can't get yourself involved in like the federal government. And that's the entire point. Is it's supposed to be civic duty and service. It's supposed to be you're supposed to aspire to being better to earn this franchise. Because simply giving out the franchise means nothing. It means everybody has it. It's worthless to you because everybody can be involved. We have that currently in our society, minus like anybody under the age of 18. And the reason why this is technically a problem is because, well, look at how much voter apathy is out there. I think we have I think this past election, I think we had our highest turnout. I think we had 67% of the population turnout of eligible voters. So why should these it's more of a kind of like a thing of like, well, if you're not going to be involved, if you don't want to partake, if you don't want to enjoy things or not enjoy, be like informed in this process, then why should you have the right to vote? and it's more of the modern idea of equality or equity. Sorry, I'll correct that statement. Equity. Everybody is the same in the end because everybody can have that one vote. And Heinlein is referring back to republicanism of Rome, Greece, Socrates, a little bit of Plato, some Aristotle, not Socrates. Socrates, a little bit of Socrates in the form of the way of the republic is of you want the best leading your country, which is where Plato's Republic comes in, but you don't want that because Plato's Republic is a really bad idea. Whereas Aristotle's, it's like, well, you want an aristocracy mixed with a democracy, which is what the point of you limit voting in your state to those who have who are the best, who have property. And there's a reason why that second one is there. It's actually kind of funny. Because you've clearly put forward that you've got yourself involved in the state, so you now want to, like, you're the best. Now you have a stake in the society. Now you want to be now you have the right to, like, decide things. And it's really complicated. It's weird. The reason why I really love Heinlein, because he's got a lot of political thought in his, like, text. I really recommend if you're going to read Starship Troopers, Jeff, or Josh, or Brendan, I can link the audiobook to you in chat there right away. I think it's like 10 hours long.
I already have the audiobook in my Audible account.
All right,
I'm probably gonna pick it up.
go listen to it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I also recommend Heinlein's other books, A Stranger in a Foreign Land, and The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Harsh Mistress.
Well, anyways, I think that we're done. I think we're gonna. Me and Josh have a meeting tonight. I think. Are we doing a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a meeting. I'll be probably on later tonight. For Halo and stuff like that. So talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you everyone for the podcast recording. Thank you everyone for listening.
Sorry I showed up a little bit late, but
Yeah, shit happens, you know. And I owe you an apology, Brendan. I did skip out on our raid today, but it wasn't like it was partially my fault.
you gave me a reasonable explanation why, and you did attempt to remedy it.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel the need to apologize. But yeah, thank you everyone. Maybe we'll start streaming raids and stuff like that. So yeah, who knows? Oh, one other big news. Jeff put an offer in on a house. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That might be your
Yeah, Brendan is my roommate. Oh. Because I don't think you want to drive like 8 hours.
No.
Or like 6 an hour. 329. Anyways, I'm gonna stop.